It was our very first date, but I admit he had kind of power over me, which is why I invited him back to my place. I handed him a drink when he casually said, "Thanks, this drink looks great, and I will enjoy it even more while you blow me." Excuse me? For some reason, it was like my brain went on autopilot. A few seconds after, I found myself between his legs, unzipping him and taking him into my mouth. He was right. I wanted this. Everything in me wanted to please him, to make him proud of me. Yet, I had never done anything even close to this before in my life. How did I end up here? He wasn't even rich or handsome, really. He was just a normal-looking guy. But I found myself completely and sexually intoxicated by him. I finished him off. I felt excited, happy, and deeply connected. But why? Not just that night, but whenever he called me, I found myself doing things in the bedroom I never thought I would do before. I was addicted. I was always thinking about him. The thing that really confused me is that it felt so right. Giving him and giving us this kind of sexual pleasure made me feel good. To this day, I have no idea what it was, but one thing's for certain. No other man has ever had that effect on me. If only more men knew how to spark what Kevin could see inside me, then women like me would be more satisfied, more free to let ourselves be ourselves and experience the intense sexual pleasure we crave. I'll let him tell you his amazing story and how he discovered the secrets that gave me so many nights of pleasure. These secrets will absolutely help you get any woman you want and arouse the same kind of deep, addictive sexual desire for you. Love, Kimberly.
Hi, my name is Kevin, and this is a boring, bland hotel key. The kind with the magnetic strip that opens your room door. This key card, that doesn't even work anymore, is the number one reason I am able to get literally every girl I want. I'm talking about the gorgeous, perfect 10 women most men automatically assume are out of their league. And it allowed me to discover the natural, biological programming that is hardwired in every woman's brain and is the key to creating in her instant, addictive sexual desire. And if you stick with me until the end of this video, I'm going to show you how you can activate that program to make any woman you want devastatingly addicted to you on such a deep, emotional level that she will do anything for you. Cook, clean, have sex with you on command, and become your pretty little sex slave while loving every minute of it. I'm talking about even the shyest, innocent, and most conservative girls falling over their piggy tails to become sexually devoted to you. In fact, if you don't have at least 3 girls right now sending you text messages, nude photos, and begging you to come over and screw their brains out tonight, then you need to stay with me, because in a few short minutes from now, you will learn how to arouse a woman's primal instincts to make her feel an uncontrollable sexual desire for you. And you're going to find out why it doesn't matter if you're fat, broke, just plain ugly, or never had a girlfriend in your life. The secrets I'm going to share with you in the next few minutes will show how to activate a woman's natural biological programming to fire up her primal desires and make her irresistibly and sexually addicted to you. These secrets are going to change your life, get you laid like a rock star, and make women fall head over heels to be with you. How do I know? Because I was one of those guys. One of those hopeless guys that never had a girlfriend. And it all changed when I got this key card. Before I get into that, I just want to warn you about a couple of really important things. Number 1, I have no idea how long I'm going to be able to keep this video up. The astonishing knowledge I'm about to reveal to you is so compelling and powerful that some women may not be happy to know that any man with the secret knowledge I'm about to reveal can access and manipulate the parts inside the female mind that control any woman's primal biological programming and set in motion the natural response that makes her seek sexual pleasure and satisfaction above anything else. This discovery alone will definitely make a lot of women uncomfortable and even angry to realize how easily a man in possession of the powerful knowledge I will reveal to you can trigger their most basic instincts and sexual urges to become irresistibly addicted to you. And this is only the start of what you are about to learn today. That's why it's so important that you watch this video to the end now, and that you don't leave this page and say you'll watch it later. If you do, there's a very good chance that you'll simply miss out on this powerful knowledge. Number 2, the information I'm about to give you is dangerous. Once you discover what I'm about to tell you, there is no chance of you ever going back and seeing women the same ever again. You will understand that everything you've ever been told about what women want is a complete lie. You see, we've been told that women are sensitive, delicate creatures, which crave romance, value love, friendship, and charm. Yet, a recent study published in the National Institute of Health discovered that women have deeply hard-coded in their brains a sexual biological programming designed to override physical attraction, friendship, and even love every single time. This breakthrough discovery about a woman's sexual desire has been hidden on purpose for decades and replaced instead by more politically correct theories. Yet, the shocking information revealed in recent neurological studies revealed that when a certain part of a woman's brain is stimulated, her primal, natural sexual instincts take over, and she becomes so aroused to the point that from that moment on, she will focus 100% in obtaining sexual pleasure and satisfaction. And here's the amazing thing. If you combine the correct series of words, body language, and psychological triggers, you will activate that exact part of her brain to make her instantly horny and irresistibly obsessed to have sex with you. However amazing this may sound, this is not a theory. It's a fact based on how women naturally respond, based on thousands of years of evolution. All females are designed by the process of evolution to crave and experience sexual pleasure. This behavior is naturally hard-coded in their brains in order to preserve our species. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show how you can be the object of these sexual cravings and pleasure. Ready? Picture in your mind waking up in the morning and having dozens of texts from 2, 3, or even 5 different women. All of these texts are asking to see you, wondering what you're doing tonight. They are sending you nude photos, talking about how badly they want you to fuck them. This sounds great until it happens to you. So I'm warning you, be very, very careful with how you use the powerful knowledge you are about to discover. To create such deep desire in beautiful women that they will move mountains to be with you can become a struggle. Trust me, you think it sounds like heaven, but it's actually a really difficult thing to deal with. This knowledge is dangerous, and the women that find themselves desiring you can take over your life if you're not careful. So, if you like the way your life is right now, and you're satisfied, then please, let your ignorance be bliss. If you're not prepared to deal with the responsibility and power that this knowledge is going to give you, to the point that nearly every woman you meet feels a deep, addictive desire for you, then this video isn't for you. If that sounds like you, and you want to stay in your dream world, and you're satisfied with the way your life is going right now, then you should probably leave this website right now. Okay, if you're still here, it means that you're prepared to deal with the immense power and responsibility that comes with knowing the key to decode the sexual female mind. Stay with me until the end of this presentation. First, however, I'm going to share an embarrassing story with you, and you'll see why in just a moment. So keep watching. Deal? You see, I wasn't always the guy who can get almost any woman, from hot waitresses to cute teachers, or even top models on command. In fact, far from it. Up until 5 years ago, I was a 25-year-old college student dropout, living in a studio apartment in Seattle. I drove a 1998 Honda Accord, and I was a dumpy, nerdy, forever alone freelance programmer that worked alone, by myself, from my apartment. The story I'm about to tell you is painful. In fact, I've never actually shared it openly before. because it causes me so much heartache. So, as I said earlier, my name is Kevin, and up until 5 years ago, I was basically a loser. I had never had a girlfriend. I was 25 years old, and I had never had sex. In fact, I didn't even have friends that were girls. They just wouldn't talk to me, and I was way too nervous to talk to them. All throughout high school and my early 20s, instead of going to hang out at my friend's house after school or after work, I was sitting inside eating cheese puffs and playing World of Warcraft. My favorite movies were Japanese anime movies, and my favorite things to read were comics. And you know what? I still love all these things. But back then, I did all these things to fill a void of emptiness. I was a lonely virgin, and the only women I knew were the ones I jacked off to in porn. The only relationships I had in real life were with other guys just as desperate as me. Or, and I'm not kidding about this, World of Warcraft players who had female avatars. Hell, I didn't even know if the players were really girls or if their characters were just girls. I had pretend girlfriends in a pretend world. Eventually, I got fed up with it all. I hated my life. I decided that it was time for a change. I decided I was going to hit the gym, get out there in the world, and break out of my shell. I thought the only way I can improve my life was to make big positive changes. I started going to the gym about 4 days a week. I started losing a bit of weight. I concentrated more on my business and started making more money. I cut the video games down. And I also started studying pickup theory. You know what I'm talking about. Those guys out there who call themselves pickup artists and gurus. Well, I read all their books. I mean, I read through everything. I must have read about 20 different books on how to pick up women until, about 9 months later, I decided I was finally ready to go out there in the world and get laid. For the first time in my life, I was going to go out, find a girl, talk with her, and take her home. So, I bought a nice suit, and I went to this bar at one of Seattle's downtown hotels. I don't want to name it, of course, because I could get in trouble for what I'm about to tell you next. I got into the bar, and the music was great. The atmosphere was kind of romantic. I was surrounded by beautiful people, but I instantly started regretting my decision. This upscale place wasn't filled with single women. It was all couples drinking expensive wine and scotch. I figured I had failed again with another stupid idea and another idiotic attempt at getting laid. Then I saw her. The most beautiful woman I had ever seen in my life up to that point. She was sitting at the end of the bar with this slinky, tight-fitting, barely there red dress. Her hair was raven black, and she had this sexy Mediterranean brown skin. Her lips were full and subtle and perfect. Her legs were long and shimmered in the dim light like silk. Everything about her was perfect. Her proportions were perfect. Her skin was perfect. Her eyes were intoxicating. I instantly wanted her, but how could I have her? Look at me, and look at her. That's when I noticed something strange. She was staring at me. In fact, not only was she staring at me, she was smiling at me. I felt like all the moisture was sucked out of my mouth. But I mustered up my courage, went over, and introduced myself. To my surprise, she didn't look at me like I was a creep, or tell me to go away. She didn't make a face of disgust. Instead, she smiled, shook my hand, and said, "My name's Lena." When she said it, my heart almost melted. She had this gorgeous Italian accent. Every time she talked, it may have well been like honey dripping from her lips. It was the sweetest thing I had ever heard. Then another strange thing happened. She started asking things about me, what I did and such. I thought, here it goes. As soon as I start telling her about my interests, she's going to think I'm a stupid geek. The surprising thing is, she seemed incredibly interested in me and everything I said. In fact, the more I talked to her, the closer she got. Before I knew it, she was pressing her firm, perky breasts against my shoulder. She ran her slender fingertips on my thigh, lightly stroking my leg up and down. At one point, she kissed my neck and whispered in my ear, "Why don't you come up to my room?" I was blown away. That's when she handed me this key card and told me what room she was in. "Come up in 5 minutes," she said. "I don't want people here to get the wrong idea about me." Wow, what a classy lady, I thought. Even though she has a reputation to keep, She's willing to invite me up to her room. I must be doing something really, really right. All those pickup artist tips and lines have finally worked. I thought maybe I was just going to all the wrong places before. So, I do what she says. I wait 5 minutes, and then I hurry myself to the elevator. When I get to her room, I slide the card and open the door. There she is, waiting for me, sitting cross-legged on the edge of the bed, wearing the sexiest lingerie I've ever seen. I couldn't contain myself. I rushed over to her and began to kiss her. That's when she pushed me away. "What's wrong?" I asked. "We have to negotiate first," she said. I was in shock. What was she talking about? Negotiate. Then she says, "It's $600 for the entire night, and you can do whatever you want." I didn't know what to say. I stood there for a moment, full on erection, looking at this beautiful woman in front of me. Finally, I sputter out the words, "But I thought you wanted me. I didn't know I have to pay." She looked at me coldly. All the admiration and desire I had seen in her eyes before was gone, and she very matter-of-factly said, "I'm an escort. Do you think a woman like me would sleep with a guy like you if money wasn't involved?" My heart sank. The only time in my life a woman showed any interest in me, and it was a $600 prostitute. What I did next is not something I'm proud of. To this day, I regret it, and I'm only telling you right now because you need to know and understand the extent of desperation I had. You see, I paid for Lena that night. I went downstairs to the ATM and withdrew $600, which was most of my rent for that month. In fact, I almost got kicked out of my apartment because I was late on the rent and had to borrow money from a friend, all because I gave it to an escort for one night of sex that wasn't even good. When I woke up the next morning and left the hotel, I didn't feel better. I didn't feel rejuvenated. I felt dirty, disgusting, and unwanted. All the attention I had gotten the night before, the talking, the sex, everything was acting. It was a lie. I wanted to feel the way I did when I thought that this beautiful woman was talking to me for me, but I wanted to be genuine. When I got home, I emptied my pockets and realized I still had that same hotel key card. I looked at it again, and right then and there, I made a vow to myself. I vowed that I would do whatever it took to never find myself in a position like that as long as I lived. That I would never go weeks, months, or years without the touch of a woman or without the satisfaction of a relationship. Things had to change, and they had to change now. So I kept that key card. I still have it, and I look at it every day as a reminder of that terrible night. That night I sold my soul and virginity for $600. What started that day was a journey that lasted now for 5 years. A journey that took me from your typical nice guy pushover to a confident, strong alpha male who beautiful women whenever I want. I literally have women falling over themselves to be with me, and they'll do anything for me. And here's the thing, they love it that way. What I discovered at the end of my journey is that there is a simple way to create intense, addictive sexual desire within any woman, without stupid pickup lines or any of that crap. The day I left that hotel room, I completely changed my life and my luck with women. In fact, I don't believe in luck. I simply learned how to create desire in a woman whenever I want, wherever I go. I began to look for people who knew a lot more than me. Life hackers, if you will. I consulted with evolutionary biologists, psychologists, neurologists, and doctors. For almost 4 years, I traveled throughout the country, met in person with these people, consulted with them, and spent thousands of dollars of my own money in order to discover exactly what it is that make women desire men. And after years of research, I discovered the secret biological program that creates instant, addictive sexual desire. I virtually had the key card to a woman's mind. And I'm going to show you how you can reprogram any woman's mind and make her devastatingly addicted to you on such a deep emotional level that she will do anything for you. So keep watching. Remember, despite my success today, I'm really no different than you are. I'm just a guy who happened to use what I went through and out of necessity created an exact blueprint to make any woman instantly horny and irresistibly obsessed to have sex with me. And it's the exact system I'll be sharing with you today, so you can finally experience results like these for yourself. This is the same exact blueprint I use myself to f*** virtually any woman I want on command. I'll share all the specifics with you in just a moment. First, I need to let you in on what the real problem is today. And this is the main reason why you don't have 3 to 5 girls in your life right now that you can have sex with anytime you want. The real problem is the fact that you've been lied to for years. And these lies are keeping you from easily having sex with any woman you want, the way it has been for thousands of years. You see, women, just like men, have a biological sexual programming that has been embedded into a woman's mind through millions of years of collective evolution. This biological programming dictates that when approached by a desirable alpha male, their body and minds naturally and irresistibly respond by surrendering and opening their pretty legs and butts to receive his manhood. It's a natural instinct driven by the strongest and most basic form of human desire, the desire to mate and obtain sexual pleasure. And here's the amazing thing. It doesn't matter who you are or what you look like. If you combine the correct series of verbal cues, body language, and perform the right triggers, you can activate the part of a woman's brain that sees you as a desirable alpha male and unleash the inevitable reactions that will make her irresistibly obsessed to have sex with you. You may have heard, or perhaps even believed at one point, that in order to get perfect 10 girls, you have to be good looking, have tons of money, a six-pack, or a nice car. Or you might have tried to follow the guru's advice that tell you that you need to learn ridiculous pickup lines or so-called player strategies that will only make girls laugh at you. That's a load of bull. If you are one of the millions that have fell victim to these lies, then stick with me until the end, because the days of just admiring and dreaming about the hottest girls without any real chance of getting them in your bed are over. That's not just a guess. That's a real, predictable fact based on biological evolution. I'm the guy that feminists warn girls about. I'm the guy that most modern women in the West would say they never want to be with, and yet will end up face down with, ass up in my bed screaming out in pleasure anyway. I'm the guy that girls leave their ideal boyfriends for. I'm the guy that women will lust after and chase after, while at the same time saying she doesn't like guys like me. Look, I'm geeky, anime loving, Dungeons and Dragons playing, comic book reading guy who dresses up for comic book conventions. I haven't changed my interests, and yet I'm getting all the pussy I want by simply understanding these truths. How am I able to do that? In my 4-year search to decode the women's mind, I discovered something absolutely astounding. I found that the brain, just like any computer software, is programmable. You see, when you create software using coding, all you have to do is put the right string of commands in order to create your intended outcome. The brain is no different, and neuroscientists have discovered the exact behavior that signals the female mind to identify someone as a desirable alpha male. When this happens, it inevitably activates her primal instincts, creating in her an irresistible, deep, and addictive sexual desire for that someone. And if you follow the simple steps I'll give you in my system, that someone will be you. Once I put in practice my controversial discovery, the change was absolutely amazing. I went from being the guy that girls wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole because they thought I was creepy to be drowning in and I did it literally overnight. By giving off the exact signals that activate the primal sexual desire instincts in a woman's mind, I don't have to worry about rejection anymore. I can create a sense of intrigue and sexy sensual chemistry in a woman almost instantly. This incredible discovery came from one biologist that I consulted with and explained the concept to me. Millions of years of evolution have proven that women are more animalistic and less capable of controlling themselves when it comes to sex than men. This is a fact. If you simply activate the mental triggers that arouse her natural instincts, she will inevitably and naturally respond with uncontrollable sexual desire, regardless of who you are or what you look like. It is the way her mind is naturally designed to respond. It doesn't matter if you're a below average guy that lives with your mother. If you produce the right signals, then any woman, regardless of how hot she is, will respond with uncontrollable and deep sexual desire for you. Imagine being able to take control of that primal part of her brain and trigger a sexual desire so deep that will unleash her most passionate and kinky sexual desires. Well, brace yourself, because I'm going to put aside all political correctness and share 3 tips to get a woman aroused and in your bed without investing too much time or too much money. Are you ready? Let's go. First, you absolutely need to know the one thing you must avoid if you want to get any woman at all. Actually, this is going to surprise you. Most people believe that listening to women when they talk about the kind of men they want, or even when they speak about their sexual desires, is actually a good thing. However, this isn't true. Society has conditioned women to behave in such a way as to present themselves as good candidates to be a man's wife. Think about it. If a girl would come out and say what she really wants, she would be told that she has no respect for herself, that she's and so on. Women are conditioned by society to hide their true desires, including sexual desires. In order to protect themselves from such judgments, women will say that they want certain things just so they conform to the role our society has taught them to play. But in reality, they want something completely different. But here's the thing. If you simply connect with her primal part of her brain, the one that controls her instincts and impulses, she will naturally let you get into her true, deepest, and kinkiest sexual secrets and desires. Can you see how this wide opens it up for you? Imagine how good you'll feel, having total confidence to approach a perfect 10 woman. And not only that, but knowing in advance that by simply saying a few seemingly innocent words, in the right way and at the right time, you'll easily gain full control over her sexual cravings. The second great truth about the sexual female mind is this. Women are biologically programmed to seek out sex and pleasure. However, they need an excuse to set aside their social programming and liberate their sexual instincts. Your mission, if you want to have sex with a particular woman, is to simply give her that excuse. This is called biological imperative. A woman's imperative is to choose the best specimen to mate and lock it down. It is programmed into a woman's mind to seek a mate and gain sexual pleasure, but only with a suitable best specimen. And this is the amazing thing. Even if you're driving a crappy car and living in a trailer home, if you combine a simple series of cues, body language, and perform the right triggers, a woman's brain will automatically recognize you as a suitable specimen, and that will make her want to have sex with you as soon as possible. Now, you will also be able to naturally evoke all these feelings before you even start to approach her. And it gets even better. A fair warning. This third truth about the female mind is so powerful and mind-blowing that I found myself hesitating about even revealing this or not. This powerful information will allow you to make any woman crave your touch and feel a deep sexual connection with you, and she might not even understand why. She will just feel it. She will just want to have sex with you. Here's how it works. To unleash any woman's primal sexual instincts and make her naturally horny for you, you need to create desire, not just simple attraction. Desire is the only thing that will get her in your bed, not mere attraction. And this is the critical mistake that most guys and even pickup artists and gurus make over and over again. They are hell-bent on attracting women. They try to get them by wearing expensive clothes, buying them drinks, or using silly pickup lines. And that's why they never get laid. Why? Because attraction is fickle, and it comes and goes. Desire is powerful, irresistible. A woman can feel attracted to someone in one instant and be completely turned off in the next. Even a guy with really great looks who fails to fire up her biological sexual desire triggers will suddenly become uninteresting and unattractive to her. I've seen this happen over and over. Desire entitles that she wants something so badly that she can't stop thinking about it. Women feel attracted to a purse, a new dress, even to a handsome guy. Desire generates addiction. If she desires you, it means she wants you badly, constantly. You're never off her mind. And even if she wants to stop desiring you, she can't. Can a drug addict stop desiring drugs? Probably not. Maybe after long treatment sessions, he could stop using them, but he will probably desire them for the rest of his life. A woman who desires you will do anything to get you, and she will do anything for you, in the same way that an addict will do anything to get his fix. This desire doesn't go away easily. It's not like a passing attraction. Desire reaches deep inside her, touching her most intimate side, and it lasts for years and years. And listen to me closely, because this is important. By simply triggering the part of her brain that controls her biological desire center, she will be irresistibly urged to have sex with you. I know this sounds mind-blowing, and I can't wait for you to try it, but this is nothing superhuman. It's just science. If you would be able to look at the activity in the brain at the moment you perform the series of simple sexual triggers I'm going to show you, and compared it to the brain activity of a person inhaling cocaine, could you tell the difference? Hardly. A study of the University of Cambridge concluded that sexual desire triggers the same kind of brain activity as the one generated by drug addiction. Now, imagine having this entire powerful blueprint given to you in a step-by-step, done-for-you method that will allow you to naturally create irresistible sexual desire in any woman and discover her most passionate and kinkiest fantasies. Everything wide open for you to take and use. My name is Kevin Wills, and I am the creator of the Desire Protocol, the first done-for-you system that naturally unlocks the female mind and allows you to generate a deep and uncontrollable sexual desire in any woman you want. This is the first and only system that is totally based on behavioral research, that uses simple but powerful triggers that activate a woman's natural selection mechanism to generate a strong animalistic sexual desire for you. This radically simple system will work for you even if you're bald, broke, or think you are too old or not good looking at all, or even if you believe you've tried it all. The Desire Protocol system activates the natural biological programming that is hard-coded in every woman's brain and fires up her primal urges to make her hopelessly and sexually addicted to you. And it works with any woman, no matter how hot she is. And the best part is that it's 100% stealth, meaning she will feel an intense sexual connection with you without noticing at all what you are doing. You will just give off the simple signals to access and stimulate the desire center of her brain, and she will want every inch of you inside her, without even knowing why. Let me tell you what the Desire Protocol is not, so you know exactly what you are about to experience. This is not a collection of silly pickup lines that don't work and will only make women laugh. This is also not about being a jerk and acting like an a**hole all the time, with the wrong assumptions that girls just fall for bad guys. And this is definitely not one of those feel-good programs full of fluff with no practical results. The Desire Protocol will show you step by step how to easily activate her primal response mechanism to make her feel absolutely and completely free to liberate her sexual instincts and desires with you. Once you activate her Desire Protocol, she will feel an uncontrollable, animalistic urge to have sex with you regardless of your looks, money, or social status. Are you ready to become her sexual obsession? Are you ready to feel so confident around beautiful women, knowing that from the moment that they see you and briefly interact with you, they will be competing with each other to gain your sexual attention? If you have been watching the video this far, I believe the answer is yes. The Desire Protocol is the result of almost 4 years of research, testing, and digging to reveal the true nature of the female sexual mind, and how by simply arousing a woman's natural instincts, she will become sexually obsessed with you. And all this is happening in a completely natural way that is simple and effortless, because the only thing you are doing is setting in motion her natural biological programming to seek sexual pleasure. I started sharing the Desire Protocol with my friends first, and then with other people from around the world. Every single time, the results were completely mind-blowing, and the feedback was absolutely amazing. Here's an email from Dave, a 43-year-old dentist from Toronto. Even though I'm extremely successful in my practice, when it comes to women, I'm terrible. I've always made the typical mistakes you mention. I've been focusing on attraction and trying too hard, only to be rejected or put on the friend zone over and over again. After using just a few of the things I learned in your system, my life has changed. I finally have what I need right now. Just plenty of hot women that want to have sex with me. Thank you so much. Here's another one from Jason, a 23-year-old college student from Ohio. Dude, I used your oral command technique on a girl I met yesterday, and in just 20 minutes, she got so horny that she couldn't even wait until we got to my apartment. While I was driving, she gave me one of the most amazing blowjobs ever. All I can say is, wow, this thing works. This one is from Richard in London. Hi, Kevin. Last month, it was Model Week in London, and there was this party that one of my friends was invited to and asked me to go with him. Once at the party, and while we were waiting in line to leave our jackets, I noticed a super hot blonde girl right behind us. Long story short, I used your shock and awe technique to approach her and immediately applied your desire booster tip. Fast forward 10 minutes, and we were tongue kissing like there was no tomorrow. We ended up in my apartment having sex all night. She had to travel back home the next morning, and she was so deliciously exhausted that she almost missed her flight. We have been talking and texting ever since. Even had phone sex a couple times. Haha. I'm flying to Sweden next Friday to visit and spend the weekend with her. She already warned me that there will be no sightseeing this time, as she plans to lock me in her apartment and make love to me all day. Seriously? The Desire Protocol is just awesome, man. Cheers. Here are just a few secrets that you're going to learn, and the amazing results you are going to get when you get the Desire Protocol today. The oral command technique. Use this and you will make any woman burn with desire and vividly imagine having sex with you, all by simply using seemingly innocent small talk that contains powerful language that will skyrocket her sexual desire and direct it to you. This technique will completely shut down the parts of her brain that control her impulses and rational thinking, making her 100% focused on having your now. You will also discover the wish whisper method that will turn even the most innocent conservative girl into a raging nympho that will virtually harass you to penetrate her. Do you want to get an old girlfriend back? You'll get the love hack technique, where you'll be like a computer programmer, manipulating the actual string of code of the love center in her brain to make her want you more than any other man in the past, present, or future. If you are not as confident as you would like to be when it comes to approaching women, you will have my simple, personal lexicon technique to create a strong sense of sensual temptation in any woman before you even talk to her, setting her up to be completely accessible and impatiently waiting for you to approach her. Do you want a woman who you really like to be your exclusive? Use my Devil's Anchor method and easily link any feelings of pleasure, happiness, and satisfaction to you and only you. I have to warn you, this particular method is so powerful that you will literally suffer from withdrawal symptoms when you are not inside her. She might even develop a strong obsession for you, so be very careful if you decide to use this method. How about unleashing her kinkiest and darkest sexual fantasies? The sensory awakening technique allows you to bypass all her defenses and bring to life her most uninhibited and passionate fantasies. Don't be surprised if after using this technique, you hear her say things like, "Can you put it in my ass?" or "Can you please in my mouth?" The Desire Protocol is so simple and so effective that pretty soon your friends and people in your social circle will be wondering how you get all these hot girls. I'm talking about women desiring you and men desiring to be you. The Desire Protocol works every single time, and the reason is amazingly powerful yet extremely simple, because it fires up the natural sexual triggers that every woman has already hard-coded in her mind to create the strongest and deepest sexual desire. She will become completely sexually responsive to you in the most natural and effortless way. Imagine having that girl you always liked, finally right here, right now, naked in your bed. Sounds great, right? When you get the Desire Protocol today, these situations will become part of your daily life. Imagine how good you will feel knowing that you have the power to fill her mind with thoughts of lust and desire for you, touching something deep inside her brain that makes her want you more and more. With each word you say, a wave of sexual urge is unleashed within her as she slips from thinking to reacting and becomes entirely yours. Imagine how exciting your life will be. How much is it worth? Having hot women right there naked in your bed. Imagine feeling that tightness, wetness, and warmth around your every night. Trust me, it's absolutely amazing and addicting. When you consider that all this power will be delivered to you in an easy-to-follow step-by-step blueprint that does not exist anywhere else and that you can start using today, it's pretty clear why we thought $297 is a fair value. Now, wouldn't you say $297 is a steal for that type of transformation in your life? In fact, many people have told me I could and should be charging a lot more. But while I like to get paid for my work, sharing this information is not just about money for me. You see, I was once in your shoes and felt the terrible frustration of being invisible or being put on the friend zone by the beautiful women I wanted to have sex so badly with. And for this reason, you are not going to pay $297. In fact, you won't even have to pay $199, which is less than the price of my 30-minute Skype consultation fee when you decide to get the Desire Protocol today. You are getting the complete blueprint to create intense and animalistic sexual desire in any woman you want, and going from dating 4 and 5s to become a desirable male that gets the girl he wants. All this for just a single payment of $49. Now, I understand you're probably excited to get started. I just have one more very important thing to tell you before you do. And trust me, you're going to love it. Today, I'm going to give you access to the entire Desire Protocol program for a one-time secure investment of only $37. Simply click the yellow button below and you will get immediate access to the complete Desire Protocol program. If you want to make this decision today and get the complete blueprint to easily unleash any woman's primal sexual instincts to become intensely aroused and craving to have sex with you, act now by clicking the Add to Cart button below. Right after that button, you will be taken to our 100% safe and secure checkout page that looks like this. After you enter your information, you will gain instant access to the entire Desire Protocol system. And to make your decision a complete no-brainer, I'm going to give you a truly astonishing guarantee. Here's how it works. Just click the yellow button below this presentation. Get everything that is included in the system and start using it today. Put it to the test and see for yourself how powerful it is. And in the very unlikely case that you are not absolutely blown away by the content and results you will get, all you have to do is send an email to the address you'll find inside within the next 60 days, and I'll immediately give you every dime back. No questions asked. Why am I taking this risk? Because I know it works. The information you will find inside the Desire Protocol changed my life, and I know it will change yours. It will give you the powerful key to take control and have sex with the kind of women you always wanted, all by creating an irresistible sexual desire in a completely natural and simple way. No gimmicks. The decision is an easy one. Get started now by clicking the Add to Cart button below. Just don't procrastinate a second longer, and there are a couple critically important reasons why. I've massively discounted the price of the Desire Protocol just to ensure that price wasn't a factor and you can get inside the system today and start using it immediately. Yet, eventually, I may have to set the price at the retail value we originally thought, as it's only fair. So, make sure to act today, which means that if you are ready to get laid like a rock star, hook up with perfect 10s instead of 4s, have women actively trying to seduce you, or be able to talk to any girl and instantly fill her mind with thoughts of lust and desire, you must act now by clicking the Add to Cart button you see below. Ultimately, the choice is yours, but this presentation is about to end, and there are only a few seconds left to make this 100% risk-free decision. Whether or not you want to claim your right to an amazing and abundant sexual life is a choice that only you can make. You could just leave and carry on with your day, and that's fine. But I think you already know what will happen if you do that. That uneasy feeling that you just made a mistake. That you are missing out on something that you wanted so much. That gap between now and a life of pleasure and hot women, naked in your bed whenever you desire. And being completely honest, what are the options? Keep playing the so-called game that failed gurus advocate, hoping to gain women's attention? Keep wandering the clubs with all your friends, beer in hand, looking for the right girl when trying to figure out the right thing to say, only to be rejected when you try to approach them? Or worse yet, being taken advantage from by a woman that accepts that you buy her a drink, then walks away 2 minutes after? None of these are good options, and you already know that, which is why you need to click the button below and try the Desire Protocol for yourself right now. 100% risk-free. Get the exact blueprint to naturally arouse a woman's deepest and most passionate sexual fantasies and make her irresistibly obsessed to have sex with you. See for yourself how easily you can do this by simply activating the triggers that fire up her natural primal desires to seek sexual pleasure. You can have access to all these secrets and guides today, right now. The choice is yours. Are you still here? That's okay. I get it. We covered a lot of material in this presentation, and maybe you still have some questions. To make things absolutely easy and clear for you, I will spend a few moments now to answer some of the most common questions I get about the Desire Protocol program. Question: how soon can I access the product? As I mentioned before, you will get instant access to the Desire Protocol program right after you click the Add to Cart button and complete your order, which means you can begin experiencing the program and seeing exactly how to create irresistible desire in the girl of your choice today. Question: what is the single biggest mistake that guys do when it comes to attracting women? This is what most guys and the majority of gurus and pickup artists get wrong. They are hell-bent in creating attraction, when the only thing that will make a woman set aside inhibitions and social rules to get butts naked and open for you is to create deep sexual desire. These guys play what I call the dancing monkey game of look at me, 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 and here's a pickup line, and here's another one, with lots of bouncing around. While girls might feel amused at the start, they will never feel deep sexual desire as a result of these silly games. This is the key discovery that motivated me to create the Desire Protocol, the only blueprint that triggers and awakes a woman's natural biological instincts to create an irresistible and deep sexual desire for you. There is no need to generate attraction. The Desire Protocol will guide you to easily unleash the natural sexual urges that are already hard-coded in her biological programming. Act right now. Click the Add to Cart button and start living new, amazing, and exciting experiences with women today. Question: will the system work for me if I am overweight, bald, or old? Absolutely and 100% yes. The Desire Protocol program will show you exactly how to generate deep sexual desire, not simple attraction. Remember, attraction is fickle. It comes in 1 second and it's gone 1 minute later. Sexual desire is a raw natural instinct that is embedded in the biological programming of every woman. They are born to follow and obey their urges for sexual satisfaction. And when you follow the blueprint outlined inside the Desire Protocol, you will know exactly how to show a woman the door that leads to sexual pleasure without guilt or regret that she will rush through it to find the person who will provide that, you. Question: isn't this like cheating? You see, the Desire Protocol will allow you to activate her primal brain to set free the sexual desires and instincts that are already there, imprinted in her natural biological programming. You will naturally guide her to experience the pleasure she already craves. Women will love you, be grateful, and addicted to you for it. The Desire Protocol will put you leaps ahead of 95% to 99% of the guys when it comes to getting women and getting laid. And this is not cheating. It's called being smart. Click Add to Cart and start experiencing your unfair advantage today. Question: can you explain the guarantee again? I truly want to help make your decision as easy as possible because I am absolutely convinced that you are going to fall in love with the Desire Protocol program. I want to remove all risk so it is a complete no-brainer decision for you. After you click that Add to Cart button, you will get to try the program for a full 60 days. And if for any reason whatsoever you are not satisfied, simply send me an email and I will immediately refund every dime. No questions asked. Question: how long will this program be available for? It is really difficult to predict. Regardless of that, one thing that is certain is that the price will be increased very soon to match the real value of the program. In other words, if you are ready to change your life, you have to act right now and click the Add to Cart button to make sure that you will still get the Desire Protocol. Question: okay, I'm ready to change my life. What is the next step? Simply click the Add to Cart button below, get the entire program, and be protected by a 60-day 100% money-back guarantee. You have absolutely nothing to lose but a new and exciting sexual life to gain.